And we're going under an underpass, so let's see if we can make a little noise here. What's up everybody, this is Scott with Team 512 and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to get the C7 out for a little bit of a drive. I have to run some errands and pick up some things, so I thought I would take you with me and share some of that experience with you amidst all of the craziness that's going on in our country and in the world today with the COVID-19, and just give you a little bit of a perspective from what's going on around me, and share some thoughts with you around Corvettes, right? Because that's basically what this channel is about. So I'm going to spend some time talking about why I chose this car right here over a Z06. So we're going to hop inside and get going. But first, we need to get a cold start. So let's do that. All right, so typically in my videos, I like to dedicate a cold start to a subscriber, a fellow YouTuber, someone who leaves me a really awesome comment. This time, I'm gonna dedicate this cold start to all of the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the EMTs, the truck drivers that are out there moving goods around our country, the grocery store employees who are going to work every day so that we can keep our families fed amongst this crazy time in all of our lives. So this cold start's for all of you. Also, to the military, the National Guard, and anybody else I missed with that cold start dedication. Let's jump inside and head on out. Before we get going too far, I want to give a huge shout out to my mom. She's been making a ton of these masks for healthcare workers and other friends and family, and those in need of some protection from what's going on with COVID. So nice work, Mom. I may have to use this when we get to the grocery store. All right, you guys, we are out and about and the sun is shining. Not many clouds in the sky. It is beautiful outside. Man, I really needed this. I haven't driven the C7 in a few days. We've had a lot of rain and just overcast skies. So it feels good to be back in the Grand Sport. And I hope you guys can hear that AWE exhaust. It sounds so good. You know, the other thing too is, I apologize if this is blown out here, the image here. It is sunny out, and I'm not going to apologize for that. What I am going to do is a nice little pull for you here. Man, that sounds so good. I really hope that came across on this mic here. Maybe I'll do another pull. I'll put the window down a little bit. Maybe you can hear it a little bit better. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is why I chose a Grand Sport over a Z06, and more importantly, why I chose this Grand Sport over a Z06. Now, when I was first looking for a C7 Corvette, of course, like everybody, I had a budget, and I wanted to buy a Z06, but all of the ones that were kind of in my budget were 1LZ interior cars, which is not bad. And I had myself to the point where I was going to make the decision to buy a 1LZ. And, you know, I was on Car Gurus a lot looking at cars for sale, of course, and this particular car kept coming up for sale. And it caught my eye because of all the red and black. I was attracted to the color scheme and the options of this car, but I really wanted a Z06. And I told myself that, you know, if this car is still coming up in my feed after a weekend goes by, then I would contact the dealer on Monday and try to get some more information about this car. Well, that very thing happened. A Monday came along and this car was still in my feed, and so I reached out to the dealer and learned a little bit more about the car. Of course, it had less than 800 miles on it. Well, I had just around 800 miles on it when I bought it, or when I went to go look at it. Sorry, this road is fun here after we get past the bumps. Woo! Hit it! Whoa! Man, I miss driving this car so much. All right, so back to the story. So about midweek, I reached back out to the dealer and I said, look, I want to come look at this car on a Friday. And, you know, if I like the car and I want to take it home, I'd rather negotiate the price now as opposed to doing it at the dealership. And so we settled on a price for this car, and I had a friend take me to the dealership on Friday. And, well, you guys can see my reaction right here when I first saw it. Check this out. Holy sh! Yeah, so I fell in love with it. It was love at first sight. I took it for a drive, and you know, just getting inside of a car with 3LT interior like this Grand Sport here, with the carbon fiber dash and also the jet black suede interior package, which basically every surface in here is covered in suede, Alcantara, microfiber, whatever you want to call it. The steering wheel, the center console, the A pillar, the B pillar, pretty much everywhere where you could cover, other than the dash and the tops of the doors here, which are covered in Napa leather, is covered in Alcantara suede microfiber. And it really just added a whole nother level to the driving experience. And I kind of fell in love with the interior and the color scheme. Like I said, this car was heavily optioned, around 800 miles when I bought it. It's a 2017. I bought it last year in 2019. So I got the balance of the factory warranty as well as the used car warranty on top. So it was almost as if I got a full warranty on this car. Now, that brings me to the modifications and the justification for the Grand Sport over the Z06. See, I felt like it was going to be easier for me to mod this car to add more power than it would have been to mod a Z06 in order to get this level of interior and options. And we're going under an underpass, so let's see if we can make a little noise here. That's so awesome. This AWE exhaust is insane, you guys. It sounds so good. So anyway, let's get back to this car. You know, my plans are to mod this car, potentially put a supercharger on it. I felt like that was a little bit easier to do and more cost effective than to take a Z06 and, you know, do some mods to the interior to get it to feel like this cabin does. I mean, this is very similar to what a 3ZR1 interior feels like. My buddy Justin, horsepower obsessed, I've been in his car quite a few times, and it's very, very similar in terms of the way that the interior is appointed. So it's a nice place to be, it's a nice place to hang out. But again, the trade-off with modifying this car, at least modifying the engine, is you risk that warranty. And well, I'm okay with that. And here's why. Any work that would need to be done to this car, or some of the work that would eventually need to be done under warranty, could potentially be less expensive than the difference between what I paid for this car and a similarly equipped Z06. So that's kind of my justification for why I went with the Grand Sport. And guys, at the end of the day, this LT1 is no slouch. I mean, this is a pretty quick car. And this chassis of the Grand Sport, with the wider wheelbase and the wider tires and the bigger brakes, it handles this level of power really, really well. So I'm not disappointed in the car the way it stands right now, at all. It's fun. See what I mean, you guys? All right, let's go shopping. All right, you guys, this is where we typically have Cars and Coffee every Saturday. But of course, we haven't had Cars and Coffee for quite some time. So I'm missing all my buddies on Saturday mornings. But we'll be back together soon doing more Cars and Coffee. We're gonna head into the store now and see what's going on. Yeah, so I guess this is the new normal here. This is how we shop. We're gonna grab a basket and head on in. Like Popeye, I need my spinach. I think we're gonna skip bread. Who needs it anyway? Too many carbs, too many carbs. Gotta have the meats. Look at this, you guys. There's like no cheese anywhere. No cheese to be found. But there are some hot dogs. And my son's been eating hot dogs, so I'm gonna grab a couple more hot dogs. I'm just waiting for someone to sneeze. This whole place is gonna go nuts. All right, let's see if I can find some hot dog buns. These are good ones. They're like slid open at the top. All right, let's get a little deeper in here into the store, see what else we can find. You know, so far it's been kind of like a normal day here. A couple people wearing masks, a couple people wearing gloves, but nothing really out of the ordinary from what you would typically see at the grocery store. It is a little emptier. All right, we need to try to grab some wine too while we're here. Of course, the stuff I like to drink is pretty much sold out. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Pennsylvania, you could typically only buy wine and spirits at a state-run store. They just started to let grocery stores in the last year or two have the ability to carry wine and beer. I don't typically drink this stuff, but when times are tough, kind of have to do what we gotta do to get. This stuff is pretty good. But I'm going for the old Predator. All right, that's good for now. Let's go grab some coffee and we can get out of here. Yeah, so here's the deal with the masks, you guys. You probably know this, but the CDC isn't really recommending that we wear masks. And I can tell you, the big reason is because most people don't know how to wear a mask. They don't fit properly. And when people keep touching their face with these masks on, they're actually increasing the chances of getting sick. So it's interesting walking around here, watching people touching their face and touching these masks. You know, hopefully they're not making things worse for themselves by wearing a mask. All right, you guys, so in order to actually buy alcohol in Pennsylvania, you have to go in special register lines. So you can't just buy it anywhere at the grocery store. And then here, check this out. We got to stay at least a cart apart. I think I can move on. It says, please wait behind the line for instruction. Hello? Oh, okay. We're actually wiping everything down after each customer. All right, you guys, so that's what it's like to go grocery shopping here in Pennsylvania amidst the COVID-19 outbreak. They did a great job in there. Actually, all the precautions that they're taking here made me feel quite comfortable about being in the store. So kudos to them and the management there. They're doing a great job. I threw away my gloves upon exiting the store. If you guys are gonna be wearing gloves out and about, especially disposable ones, you know, you wanna dispose of them and not keep using them. And remember, don't touch your face. It's probably the worst thing you can do. Again, if you're wearing a mask, put the mask on, leave it on, don't touch it. All right, so now let's get these groceries in the car and head back home. I like to use the cargo net for the wine and then use these little hooks on the back here, kind of like that. Now we can get going. Get going. Now we can get going. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'll see you guys back at the Team 512 garage. All right, you guys, we made it home safe and sound. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me during these crazy, uncertain times. I hope COVID-19, the coronavirus, hasn't affected you or any of your friends and loved ones, and that you are staying safe and you're staying healthy. Please feel free to reach out to me at any point in time, team512garage@gmail.com. Make sure you smash that like button, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Now, most of the stuff I do on this channel is more install type videos, but I really just wanted to kind of get a fun kind of a vlog out there for you to, you know, for us to be able to connect, I guess, because I haven't done that in a few days. So stay healthy, everyone, and leave me some comments, because you guys know I love interacting with people who love cars and Corvettes just as much as I do. Now I'm gonna get these groceries out of the car and into the house. See ya.